Hello healers and health seekers, it's me Ichoda, healing with medical medium information for about 36 months now. I am healing from mast cell activation disorder, multiple chemical sensitivity, POTS, dysautonomia, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, migraines, hypothyroid, SIBO, PCOS, gastroparesis, and a whole host of other diagnoses and symptoms that are described and linked in the description box below. If you want to know more about my healing journey and my story, it's all there. But today I am here to answer a question that I got, and I have gotten, again, another question that I've gotten several times before, and so I thought, you know what, I'll just do a quick video about it. Let's see if I can answer this for people. Hopefully this will help. So I'm currently doing the raw 28-day cleanse, and so are several other people. And one of my friends who's doing the cleanse asked me about, she said, I'm feeling this deep fatigue, and I felt like I needed to break the cleanse and have some more food yesterday because I had such fatigue and lethargy, and I was feeling nauseous and dizzy after walking around all day with my children. And I said, of course you were. So one of the things to know about doing a cleanse is, especially like a raw cleanse, first of all, it's totally normal to feel some days where you just have fatigue. I had a day like this yesterday. Yesterday, I was feeling great in the morning. I made some videos, and in the afternoon, my energy just went floop, and it dropped, and I was just so tired, and my mood went low, and I got grumpy, and I had a day like that a few days ago as well. So I think it was day 2 was like that, and then day 4 was like that. Whereas day 3, I felt really good all day long, and my mood was high, and I was just rolling and just high on life, just feeling so good and happy. And it's unpredictable when these things happen. Like, I thought I was eating enough, but here are some things to look at when something like that happens. So for me, yesterday, I'm like, okay, this is part of detox. It happens. And it was definitely part of detox. Sometimes that happens, and my skin will flare, and I'll, more stuff will be being pulled out and being flushed out of my system. And sometimes I sort of feel it as it's happening. And sometimes my body's just saying, okay, I'm in a period right now where I need you to just rest. And so I did. I took a little nap, and I just kind of did restful things for the day. Like, I was editing videos on the computer. That's a pretty restful activity. So, and I did prepare food and stuff. And I rested and I ate because I thought, if I'm feeling this much fatigue, I think I haven't fueled myself up enough. And that is something that is so important to look at when you are doing a cleanse like this, a raw cleanse specifically. When you're eating all raw, if you're not used to eating all raw, it can be really hard to match the calorie density of cooked foods and fats with raw food. Because here's some things to know about raw food. Raw food digests way faster than cooked food, and way faster for sure than fats. Fats digest the slowest. So when you're eating raw, you need to be getting in a good balance to keep that energy up too. You need to be getting in a good balance of glucose and mineral salts, which is fruit and leafy greens. So you want to be, if you can, as much as possible, eating a high amount of leafy greens when you're eating your fruit, and eat a lot of fruit. And you might want to be eating at least every hour to replenish the stores of glucose into your liver so it can build up glycogen stores. That's our fuel. We need glycogen in the liver to fuel us, and we need glucose and mineral salts to build that glycogen. And most of us do not have glycogen stores in the liver, which can maintain us during periods of not eating right yet, because we're still building up our livers and rebuilding our livers and healing our livers, and so we have not yet built up those glycogen stores, and so we do need to eat like every hour to keep replenishing and keep building them up so that our livers and our bodies can support us. It's very important to have enough fuel in the body to keep going. That's, I think, a lot of times why that fatigue can happen And especially with my friend, the nausea and dizziness and all the other symptoms they were experiencing, I thought, yeah, it definitely sounds like they didn't eat enough. And hey man, that is totally understandable. It is not easy to match the caloric density of cooked foods. And if you need to, if that is what you need to do, like, don't starve yourself. And that's the thing, is you don't think you're starving yourself because it feels like you're eating enough food, because you're used to, we are used to portions that are a certain size, and we think, okay, I've eaten that much, it feels like enough. But remember, fruits and greens don't have a lot of calories. So we really do need to eat like way more than we think, and at least eat every hour. Like, if you can look at the medical medium list of adrenal snacks, I'll link that below. If you look at the list of medical medium adrenal snacks, try really hard to be eating from that and every hour when you're doing all raw. I think that's probably the best policy. I am not saying that I am perfect with this. Like I said yesterday, I had a day where my energy was lower after I had had a really great day. So, and that is to be expected. There are going to be periods of times, no matter what, even if you eat enough food and get it all in and everything's perfect, there are going to be days where your body just needs to rest because you are cleansing and it's a lot. And here's the other thing. If you have a day where it just went all wonky and everything went sideways and it didn't work, and that at the end of the day you felt like you needed to eat something cooked and you did, it's okay. Just okay, I did that, and it doesn't mean you've derailed your cleanse. It doesn't mean that you can't continue to do raw, but listen to your body. If you feel like you need to just be as high raw as you can, like just eat raw till 4 and then eat steamed vegetables for dinner, like some steamed potatoes and sweet potatoes and squashes or whatever, do that. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. And have compassion for yourself. Don't be really hard on yourself, and don't think that you have to do everything a certain way to be perfect or whatever. This is really, it's all about just eating healing foods and getting your body healthy. And if it does feel like too much, then yeah, slow it down, because the cleanse can be a lot. It can be a lot, a raw cleanse. And I mean, it took me like 18 months before I could do 30 days raw. And so don't feel bad. Don't feel bad if you're on whatever point in your journey. It takes some people years. It's okay. It's okay. Whatever you're doing to help yourself heal, and whatever you're doing to move you forward on that path, it's great. So please don't feel like you failed or anything like that if you aren't able to eat fully raw for 30 days as soon as you'd like to. It's really fine. It's really fine. And again, it's so much more important to keep a light heart and to have that self-compassion. I have my hand over my heart. I don't know if you can see that, but my hand is over my heart. So it's just more important to have that self-compassion and to remind yourself to really acknowledge yourself for what you are doing for yourself, and to just, okay, that was an opportunity for me to see I'm not eating enough, and great. Yesterday when I was like, oh, I don't have any energy in the afternoon, I just took it as an opportunity yesterday. I ate. I rested and I ate. I just kept making food for myself and making sure I got food in. And there was a point in the afternoon, in the early afternoon, where it was like around 2:30, I just could not keep my eyeballs open. Now, remember, yesterday I got up before the sun. So, yeah, I got a little tired around 2:30, and I had a smoothie in my hand, and I was drinking my smoothie, and I just couldn't keep my eyes open. And I was like, obviously I need to take a little nap, just close my eyes for a minute. So I did. I closed my eyes for a minute, and there's nothing wrong with that. If your body's saying take a nap if you can. Obviously, sometimes you can't, and I understand that. But definitely in a situation where I would say during a cleanse, and this isn't also always possible, but during a cleanse, as much as you can, make space to just rest and not do too much. Because if you are doing things like walking around all day, then you better have a pocket full of dates to keep fuel going into you, like have a pocket full of dates, have a lot of snacks. Honestly, if I was going to do something like that, I would have just a cooler full of snacks. And I would have a cooler full of fruit and greens and salads, and just to just fuel myself, and I would rest regularly and have lots of snacks. Because that is a lot of exertion. That's a lot, especially on a cleanse. You just need to support yourself. If you know that you need to do something like that, then just make sure that you support yourself. Have a lot of, I would say, smoothies and snacks, and if smoothies aren't practical to carry, but make sure you have plenty and plenty of like lemon water and things to drink, because it is a cleanse, and when you're cleansing, a lot of times there will just be those periods of fatigue, and that's just part of it. That's just part of it. And it's okay. Don't beat yourself up if you do something like eat cooked foods. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. And if you want to get back and keep doing as much raw as you can until you need to eat some cooked, then do that. Then that's the way you do it. But just don't use it as an opportunity to beat yourself up or think you failed or anything like that. Just don't think that you've done something wrong, or there's something wrong with you if it's too much right now, or anything like that. It's all about the process and the journey, and it is a process and a journey. And even if you don't do it the way you wanted to, or the way you thought you were going to, or whatever, it's still an opportunity to learn about yourself and your body and your own process and what you need. So it's just an opportunity to listen. What does my body need? What do I need right now? And that's important. Giving ourselves what we need, that is a big deal. Because having that self-compassion, that's part of what I've learned on this journey, is that more important than having things turn out a certain way, or having things look a certain way, or doing something perfectly or anything like that. More important is just listening to myself and what I need and giving myself that support. That's bigger than anything. And I've really learned how to do that on this journey. And it's been such a gift to learn that, because life's going to happen and things are going to disappoint you, and even people are going to disappoint you, and it's a lot easier to have compassion for them and their journey and their space and where they are if you have compassion for yourself first. And giving yourself what you need and honoring yourself and taking care of yourself is part of that compassion. Showing yourself love and support and giving yourself what other people haven't been able to give you. You fill that need for yourself, and it really is a gift. It really is a gift, realizing that you are your own support and being empowered by that. Because I can give myself what I need. I can say to myself, okay, what do I need right now? With my hand over my heart, and I can feel into my body, and then my body will say, rest and food. Like yesterday, rest and food. Okay, that's what I'm doing. So be assured, there's no wrong way. You know what I mean? I mean, as long as you're eating the healing foods and supporting yourself, if you need to eat some cooked food, eat some cooked food. That's okay. And then the next day you can regroup and be like, okay, today I'm gonna support myself in the way I need, and if I'm going out, I need to make sure I have all the snacks, and if I'm not going out, if I can, I'll rest, and just, it's okay. On a cleanse, there's lots of periods where you're gonna have rest. There's gonna be days where you feel amazing and everything's awesome, like I did on day 3, and then there's gonna be day 2 and day 4 where it's just like, oh, exhausted. And sometimes it's just finding that balance and making sure that you do give yourself the food that you need. And maybe I haven't, like I said, it is hard to get that calorie density, and sometimes it's like, oh, maybe I didn't feed myself as much as I thought I did. So I just keep that in mind, and I just keep trying to make sure that I do. So I have a question for you. Tell me a time on your healing journey when you have shown yourself the support that you needed, and when you've shown yourself that compassion, and what did it look like? I would love to hear the story of that in the comments below. As always, stay curious, my healers and health seekers. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give a thumbs up below. You can subscribe to my channel by hitting that subscribe button there. You can ding the bell next to it if you want to be notified when I post a new video. So many blessings on your continued healing journey. I love you so much. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.